Well, I'm going to disagree with you because the team that I think
No.
will not only play in the Big 12 championship game, but win the Big 12 championship, we haven't even talked about yet.
Neal Brown going from the hot seat to holding up the trophy? Is that what we're going to talk about? West Virginia?
That's right. Let's talk about the 2024
Oh my
Big
goodness.
West Virginia Mountaineers.
Listen, I really like Neal Brown, and I was really happy for him getting off basically, coaching his way off the hot seat. I thought he did a tremendous job last season. The way they've reorganized their collective, like they didn't lose anybody between 22 and 23 that they cared about keeping. Same thing this year. They've got everybody back that they want to keep. This is a fun group. This is a fun team to watch.
Yeah, and if you look at Neal Brown's time at Troy too, like it seemed like last year kind of fell in line with what happened to him the year before. They blew up and won 10 games of back-to-back seasons at Troy. So it just feels like things are starting to fall into place. Like it felt like Neal Brown was just a guy kind of patrolling the sidelines for his first few years at West Virginia. Now it feels like this is Neal Brown's program. And we heard, so he came out of spring practice and he said, offensive line is going to be a strength. And it was like, you just lost Zach Frazier, who's one of the best centers in college football last year. You just lost Doug Nestor as a great offensive line. Like, what do you mean it's going to be a strength of this team? I love the confidence that he has, that he does have some dudes back in the offensive line. There's no doubt about that. So the reason I'm picking West Virginia to win the conference is I think they're as good up front on both lines of scrimmage as anybody. And I think they've got the best quarterback, arguably, of the conference in Garrett Greene, who just scratched the surface on his potential last year. I mean, he had some fantastic games. He did have some weird ones. The end of the Houston game was unbelievable, where they lost Houston.
Yeah, that was a very strange game. Yeah,
but I'm really high on Garrett Greene. I'm really high on their offensive and defensive lines, and we've heard all of the right things out of Morgantown this offseason, and I like their schedule too.
How about so Garrett Greene, also dual threat, averaged 6 yards a carry last year. He runs really well. Jaheim White averaged 7.7 yards a carry. Now, CJ Donaldson is the big back, is the kind of the bruiser, but Jaheim White's the one who should really scare you.
Agreed. In fact, I'm probably going to pick him to be the player of the year in the Big 12 because it's usually a guy that comes from out of nowhere. I mean, obviously, Ollie Gordon came kind of out of nowhere last year and could very much emerge this year. But yeah, the way that he ran and then how we've heard him discussed throughout this offseason, he's going to be the guy. He's going to get the carries. Now, they still have, to your point, they still have other mouths to feed with Donaldson and whatnot. But I just think White is going to be so good. Yeah, he's going to be so good. I think they found some things at the end of the year with White and Garrett Greene that they really like.
I'm so excited that you said, I don't think their ceiling is as high as you do. I think their ceiling is probably 9 or 10 wins. But especially with Penn State to open things up. But I also think they can give Penn State a game, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Like Penn State coming to Morgantown is one of my favorite games of the opening weekend of college football. And yeah, this is going to be a fun team to watch. I think their floor is 7-5. I think they're going to be a very good team one way or the other. But wow, a ceiling of Big 12 champ, CFP participant, and in this case would be a bye in the CFP. More than likely would be a top 4 seed. West Virginia.
Yeah, from being
let's get excited. Let's get some Tudor's biscuits and celebrate.
From being picked to finish last in the conference last year to a team that I think is still underrated heading into this season based on what they accomplished last year.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.